Hey, so today I'm reviewing Encanto. Encanto. Yep, that's how you pronounce it. Pretty sure. Now this is different from the Batman stuff I did before, but I I saw it. Okay, so I didn't watch it when it came out because I thought it would be bad. Honestly, I thought it would be just some garbage, but it wasn't. But anyway, especially because I had just saw Raya and the Last Dragon, which was bad. So I decided to I decided not to watch it when it came out. And I normally watch Disney movies, but I decided not to this time. And well, I think that it it was a mistake, you know. So I watched this YouTube video of a guy comparing Ryan the Last Dragon and Encanto, and I actually saw the plot for the movie. I said, "This looks good. This looks great, right?" So then I watch it, and it was really good. I watched it again with my family. It's really good. Let's talk. Let's talk about it, right? Now, one thing I have to, of course, I have to obviously talk about is the animation. Now, the animation is good where it needs to be and cartoonish where it needs to be. Making photorealistic, humans is never a good idea when you're animating. It just drifts into uncanny valley. So they have cartoony people, but a lot of the world around them looks very realistic, like the sand. I also have to say that character designs are very good for everyone. You know, I think they look nice, honestly, so I applaud them for that. The um the music, gotta talk about the music. So I know Lin Manuel Miranda composed eight original songs for this movie. Wrote 8 songs. I'm not sure. You can definitely tell his influence, although it's not too similar to Hamilton. I'm very happy. Um, the first time I watched this, I didn't realize he wrote the songs. So yeah, but they're very good. The first time I watched them, I didn't really like the song. Second time around, I actually liked them a lot more. So yeah, they're good. There's we don't talk about Bruno, which is one of the big songs out. Everyone's listening to it, right? And it's good. It's a good song, but I feel like it's not the best song, and second of all, I think people kind of miss the idea. It's the same thing that happened with "Let It Go," right? You know, "Let It Go" is about a person running away from their problems and responsibilities instead of facing them. Same thing with "We Don't Talk About Bruno," which is about people blaming using Bruno as a scapegoat for their problems, right? Though it's a catchy song, but I think that people have misunderstood the message, right? Or at least its popularity kind of undoes its message. It's hard, you know. But the I think that it was, you know, Disney really hasn't made a very good movie in a long time, right? So their last real good one was Moana, and this is way better than Moana, right? And then that was like 6 years ago. So it's another movie, it's another musical. It's really good. They have I like it's cuz it's kind of more like a Broadway musical, more like, instead of like a, oh, the person is singing about how they're feeling, but it's very kind of non real, like, so I don't know how to explain it. Like during the music numbers, it's kind of like they exist outside of the reality of the movie. Um which is the type of thing you would see in a Broadway show instead of in, a lot of musicals where it's kind of like, the people are just singing. And I think that that leads to some beautiful visuals, genuinely. Um, and I don't know. So, uh, I also think, as one takeaway from the movie that I saw, well, the first time I saw it, was that, I like Narcos a lot, but it's probably good that Colombians have, a better representation. This is what I'm happy to see. We're seeing movies all like this, right? Disney's making about different countries, different cultures. We had Coco, Mexico, right? I love Coco. Amazing. Luca, which is in Italy. I haven't seen that one. So, whatever. Um and now is this, you know, so I'm just happy we get to see other cultures. It's nice. I love I love America. I love American culture, but sometimes I like to see other ones. And especially for people that live in those countries, it's probably nice to see a big movie about your culture. Um One thing I really liked is that there's religion is a big part Christianity in the movie. The crux of the story is started by a miracle. So it's this sent from God, literally. And I mean literally. And there is that, like, they are Christian, and at one point we see them praying, but it's not like obnoxious. It's a story that has Christianity in it and has Christian themes, but is not about Christianity. It's about family toxicity. It's something that it's something that a lot of people can relate to. I can't relate to it really. Um at least not like this, This is so much worse than anything I've ever had to experience. Um I actually say that the voice acting is really good too. When I saw Bruno, I was like, that he's played by John Leguizamo, but I didn't know for sure, so I looked it up, and yep, he was. And the main character Mirabel is played by the same person who plays Rosa Diaz, which I didn't even realize until I looked it up, which is crazy. Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And you know, there's a lot of you know, I'm basically just trying to say that the voice acting is good. It is. It's very good. There's I really wish the this is the thing about the movie. It's the type of movie where it makes me sad when the movie's over because I'm never going to see these characters again cuz it's so good. That's what I thought when I watched it, right? And I really like how the whenever they try to be like emotional, it really really hits, right? When we see I think probably the saddest part of the movie is when we see Bruno living in the walls. It's like that's so sad, man. And that, like, the fact that he didn't leave because he loved his family. I also like how the antagonist um, the grandma, is not like evil. She's not malicious. She puts the needs, she cares about the community a lot. She wants to help the community because that's what she thinks um, her husband would have wanted. And because of that, she kind of forgets to, she kind of, forgets what that does to her family, you know? So, yeah. But, like, it's shown that when she takes responsibility at the end of the movie, and then the whole, they kind of resolve it through building the house, and they become closer together. I really like um, that throughout the movie, the idea is that the closer they come as a family, the stronger the miracle is. The weaker as they are, the weaker the miracle gets, right? And this is spurred on by their ostracization of Mirabelle, main character. And then she goes and she like looks around and she realizes that what's happened to this family, all the bad things. Her sisters have feel this pressure to, do a lot of work and never relax or to be perfect all the time. And then she goes and she finds her uncle Bruno as just because people would use him as a scapegoat and blame him for everything. Then um he had to leave because he was so ostracized by the family. He went missing, disappeared. That's the thing, right? Is that I think, for me at least, I'm not sure about everyone, I've lived my entire life without superpowers or whatever. I could live in a family where everyone had superpowers and I didn't. I could do that, right? I think Mirabelle could have done that. I think the problem is that not that she feels like an outsider because the fact that she doesn't have superpowers. It's the fact that the people in her it's kind of the fact that her grandma especially and some, to a lesser extent the rest of her family kind of treat her like an outsider because she doesn't have, the miracle or whatever. She doesn't have a gift. So, you know, um oh, another thing is I really like the motif of them eating dinner. We see them do it a lot, where they eat together and it's shown as to be really important. The biggest is obviously when Bruno will eat dinner with them, even though they don't know for like years. Um, this is so sad. Anyway, but like it's shown as a really important part um of the family, right? And I really like that. But we see throughout the movie kind of the grandma's kind of like obsession with being with helping the community, right? So the second day, the day just like right after the new person, I don't look, I this is one thing I can't remember anyone's names, right? Except Mirabelle, Bruno, because they're like the main characters, or like two very important characters at least. Well, they the young guy who just got his power to talk to animals, like the next day they see, oh, you know, you're talking to animals, we're gonna find a good use for this, right? This next day, where she should be putting her family over the community. You can help the community and not hurt your family, right? I really like the ending too. You know, um, I think that this is a return to form for Disney, right? Like they haven't done a lot of stuff that's been this good, really. Honestly, I can't think of barely any movies that Disney's made that I've enjoyed more than this one. Probably just because, I wasn't born. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out. If I watched it when it came out, I'd probably love it. But I didn't, so, you know. Now I watch it in retrospect, I'm like, whatever, it's fine. I appreciate it on a film level of it being like a movie that was like a really big deal when it came out, but I don't care about it because I didn't see it when it came out. I'm not invested in the story, especially because everyone knows the story of Snow White. And it's the same thing. I mean, Pixar's the real only the only company that's been able to make movies like this before. In fact, I thought this was a Pixar movie before I watched it, and the Pixar logo didn't come up, so then it must not be. But it really does kind of feel like one. Similar movies, you look at Coco, that movie was amazing. The best movie. I don't know, well, it's not literally the best, but I don't know why people don't talk about that more. It's so good. Wall-E, another great one. And you know, other movies. No, I'm just saying that there it doesn't seem like a Disney movie, but it's so good, right? It is so good. I'll probably watch it again. I'll probably watch it 500 more times because of how much I love it, right? Like it's really, really good. Like, I can't even say how good it is. And the thing is, this is another thing, right? Is that I don't really like musicals very much, right? Now, there are a couple I like. A couple. I'll give you that. There are a couple. And sometimes the music is good. But, like, a lot of the time, I don't like musicals, right? But this is the exception. This is a really good one. This is really good. That's really, really good. So when I say that a musical is good, is really, really, really good, then it is good because I usually don't like this type of thing. But yeah, it's very, very good. Oh, and that's another thing, the choreography for like the dance numbers, it's so like, you usually don't give as much thought to it because it's animated, but it is really good. That's the thing, you see the choreography, the shot composition, a lot of the times, like, this is really well done. I mean, I really don't know what to say because I really liked it. So. Another thing I really think I liked is that the powers they get are kind of tied to their personality, which is interesting. I mean, a lot of, you know, movies do this with people that get powers that it's tied to their personality, but I think that this it's more on, I liked it. You look at um the mom, she can heal people with food. And if you've ever met my Minka, you'll realize that she also does not have any power because that is so accurate, right? Like, that is such a thing that people do. They make food and it's like that's such a like a traditional thing. like that, the mom, they make the best food ever. And, you know, when I say it like that, it might sound sexist, but it's true. It is true. At least from the people I've met, it is true. And then you see that it's not just like their personality forming around their power. It's like their personality is what causes them to have their power. So like the kid who's really into animals, when he gets his power, he can talk to animals. And then you see, the person who controls the weather, she's kind of like, I don't want to say emotionally unstable, but like um she's kind of prone to fits of anxiety, I guess, which is makes sense considering it allows for a visual too of there being like clouds and her to like accidentally cause rain, which I think is really funny. And then the cousin who can shapeshift, he's like he's kind of like a funny guy, like a trickster, whatever. And so, of course, that would be the power that he would get, you know. And I mean, I probably go on, but I'm just saying that those are the ones, at least that I realized. Um, they I I'm just saying that I think this is a return to form. If Disney keeps putting out movies like this, then they're gonna be start actually doing a good job again, because Disney. I'm not talking about the big company Disney. I'm talking about Disney Animation Studios, which is owned by the big evil soulless corporation that sucks. Everyone hates, and I hate. Right? We're talking about Disney Animations. I don't hate them because the problem is they keep. I'm rooting for them. They've done so much good stuff, but then now they kind of been in a slump in the past couple years, and then now they bring a new one in, and this is a good one. This could be a classic. I mean, I'm talking about classic, right? This would be the movie that I would watch with my grandchildren because this is a good one, and that's another thing. It's good for it's good for kids. Sorry, and my alarm went off. Uh, anyway, this is a movie I'll watch with my grandkids. You know, because another thing too, that's what I was saying. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Is that I don't usually like, you know, kids movies, right? Or, family movies. It's not my thing, and a lot of time I feel like they're kind of bogged down by really bad, like strange humor. What's like gross out humor, and I feel like a lot of the time, the best movies are the ones where where it's the family, and then they're like, it's about that, right? And I think that it's really about human human emotions, and if it's done really well, it's done really well emotionally. It doesn't just have to be sad, but it has to be emotional, right? I think this movie hit every beat. It was funny when it needed to be funny. It was sad when it needed to be sad. It was happy when it needed to be happy. And this movie was happy. This movie made me happy because this is a great movie, okay? That's the thing. As I said, I was elaborating on this point. Is I usually don't like family movies, but this is the exception. What's my favorite movie? Well. Some of my favorite movies. We got Clockwork Orange, a family-friendly movie for everyone. We got Schindler's List. Oh, it's a great watch with the kids. They're gonna love it. Make sure to watch yourself 12 Angry Men. That's gonna be a fun one. To be fair, that's the most family-friendly movie I've mentioned so far, but it's a very good movie. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic here. I'm just saying, basically, that this is usually like this type of movie is usually the type of movie I would hate, and I love it, which just shows how good it's done, how well it's done, right? So I don't know, what do I have to compare it to, right? Like I I guess probably the best comparison would be Coco, because that's another family friendly musical that is set in Latin America. I mean, I guess kind of set in the afterlife, so that doesn't really count. But when they're in the human world, it is set in Mexico, right? Now, Mexico and Colombia are different countries. I think I should mention this. They're very different cultures, but they've definitely got similarities, right? The same thing with America and Canada, the US and Canada, right? Very different, but like we're very similar, you can't deny that, right? So I just want to mention that up front. And now I love Coco. I really do. And I don't know, if I had to watch it again, I don't know which one I'd like more, because I think I like them both. And um but the thing is that Coco is a musical, but it's not really like a musical. It's a musical, but it's not a musical. And I don't know. I don't think I'm explaining myself very well here. Basically, what I'm saying is that, you know, in Coco, there's music in it. There's a musical numbers in it, and they're very good. But they are tied to the story. So like, you know, the musical numbers are like, they are singing on a song, right? Like, oh, I'm going on stage, I'm going to perform a song, and then we hear the musical number. Now, the music is great, and I actually really like that format because it allows for some really, really good music, really heartfelt music, especially because, like, Remember Me, they have, like, and it comes back later, and it's so good. But maybe I'll review Coco a different day. I'm just saying, like, the music is different because in this movie it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go and sing this song, and it is, I'm singing what I am feeling, right? So it's more like a Broadway musical, right? Like, you know it's very theatrical, very, big and grand, stuff, whereas the musical numbers in Coco like are just people singing, which fits the tone and the style of the story in Coco very well. So I'm not trying to present this as a negative, because it's a positive for that movie. But for this movie, it's a positive that they did it differently. They did it a different way, right? And I would say that they did it very well. And again, I cannot recommend this movie enough. Watch it with the whole family, right? There's very few movies I can say watch it with the whole family, but do, right? I should probably close here. I recommend this movie to everyone. Like, I can see people who wouldn't like it, but I don't see anyone would who wouldn't at least be able to like it. Have a good chance at liking it. Every single person should watch this movie. Everyone. Now, it's not a must see in the same way where, like, everyone's got to watch Star Wars, but it's just such a good movie that everyone needs to watch it. It's not the type of movie where if you don't watch it, you're still going to basically be able to get the entire plot through social osmosis, like, you know, as I said, Star Wars. But it is the type of movie that you should watch because it's amazing. It's so good, and I want to encourage Disney to keep making movies that are like this, because a lot of the time they don't make good movies, and now they are making a good movie. They need to make more. They need to make more movies like this, right? And so I'm just saying, just closing basically. This is a great movie. It's very good. I'd recommend it to everyone, every single person, really. Because the thing is, too, if you're a kid, you can watch it. If you're an adult, you can watch it because it's got themes for everyone, themes up here for everyone, right? There are different, there are layers, right? It's like an onion. It has layers. But really, though, it does. Like, if you can enjoy it in a base level, a deeper level, deeper in it. If you don't get everything, like maybe of course, like a 5-year-old, 4-year-old probably wouldn't get everything in the movie, right? Then you can still enjoy it just for what it is, right? But if you want to like look deeper, there are deeper themes, more emotional, and it's just so good. So I recommend it to everyone. It's 100%, definitely.